Hello.
It's been so long.
We are so back.
Finally, the highly anticipated return.
Finally. And what better show to return to than Heated Rivalry?
Hell yeah.
Hello, yappers. Welcome. Welcome to, what is it? What season are we on?
What are we doing? I don't know. Season 4?
This is just like Heated Rivalry when they have those stupid time cards. They're just like, winter 2017. Like,
Richie was
when?
really hung up on these time cards.
Oh my god. I have a nit to pick with the time cards. But yes, welcome yappers. I guess like quick admin. Yeah, we're back and we went on a pretty long hiatus. I guess some context behind that is I was traveling for most of December. And we tried to do a couple shows in December. The intent was actually not to do any shows in December, but then Emily in Paris was slated to release in December. So then we're like, well, we have to do Emily in Paris. And then we kind of like forced ourselves to do all of December. And then we figured that we would give each other a break for January instead of December. So we took a break of all of January, and then I got put on a 2-week work trip, which pushed us to February. So
here we are.
here we are.
It's February 8th, Super Bowl Sunday, and we are recording.
Yes, we're so back. Here we are. And okay, yeah, so one quick note on Pluribus. Some of you saw this, and thank you for reaching out to us and letting us know, but we had some technical difficulties about our episode where it was basically like my audio was gone, so it was half of the episode was Poonam just being like, yeah. So, and while as entertaining as that is, that was not the intention of the Pluribus episode. So, yeah, if there's any like episode remnants out there lurking on the web, please let us know so we can take them down. And thank you to those of you who reached out to us on Instagram and let us know that some of the episodes were still out there. So thanks for that. I don't know if we'll be posting that episode because I feel a little burned by it.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like the file is just so corrupted.
Yeah. So we saw this issue when we were editing, and then we reached out to the Riverside team. That's where we post our podcast and record our podcast. We reached out to them for some support, and they were like, yeah, it's totally fine. Like, try it now. And we're like, okay. And then we published it, and then we like saw the same thing. So we don't really know what's happening, and we've also kind of lost a little bit of trust in that what we see is maybe not what we get.
Correct.
So unclear if we will be posting the Pluribus episode.
Yeah. But to Haley, who requested the Pluribus episode, thank you for the request, and we're sorry we couldn't get it out to you. We really tried.
We're so sorry. Anyway.
All right.
Okay, so today's episode is about Heated Rivalry. And in case you were living under a freaking rock for the past few months, here's what Heated Rivalry is about. It is a Canadian sports romance television series that was released November 28th, 2025 on HBO Max. It is based on the Game Changers novel series by Rachel Reed, which I think is a complete series, but the first book of that series is Heated Rivalry.
I think the second book of the series.
Oh, the second book is Heated Rivalry. Love that you did your research.
I only know this because when I go through Libby, it always suggests Game Changers, and then Heated Rivalry is like number 1 and number 2.
Oh, I see. So does the series like encompass the 2 books?
I don't remember how many books there are. Game Changers series.
Okay, while you look that up, I'll just finish this intro really quickly.
Perfect.
Okay, so the series stars Hudson Williams as Shane Hollander and Connor Story as Ilya Rozanov, two professional hockey players who maintain a secret, long-term romantic relationship while playing for rival teams, the Montreal Metros and the Boston Raiders.
Okay, there are 9 books in this series. But 2 of them
Wow.
are like one is book 1.5 and one is book 2.5. So it seems like
What
book
is
1 is about
1.5?
so book 1.5 is called Merry Christmas, Scott and Kip. So I think it's like the side story about Scott and Kip. So
Oh,
cute. And then book 2.5 is called A Heated Rivalry Short Story, My Dinner with Hayden. So maybe that's not a full book. And then
oh. Do you
there's
think it was like Shane talking to his friend Hayden, like coming out to him?
maybe.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was trying to remember who Hayden is because, yeah, okay. Hayden is his friend with the kids. Okay.
Who keeps popping out kids, yeah. He's got like 4 kids or something.
Can't stop, won't stop. But yeah, so there are 7 books in the series, like in the actual series, and then 2 kind of side in between books.
Okay, so maybe Heated Rivalry, the TV show, covers like the first 2.5 books ish.
Maybe. I
Maybe.
don't know, yappers, if you've read these books, let us know how many books this one season spans.
Yeah. Let us know and maybe we'll read all of them. I don't know. Well, actually,
Maybe.
let's see. Let's discuss. Shalini, what were your overall thoughts? Well, and also give me context on why and when you decided to watch the show.
Okay. So, gotta give credit to our girl Sarah Hahn. She has been, I would say, as close as you can get to screaming at us over text to watch this show.
Hmm.
Ever since it first came out, which I think was like shortly before the holidays, I want to say,
I
or
think so. Yeah,
something.
November 28th is when it was released.
Okay, yeah. So she's been like screaming at us to watch this show. Um, I think it didn't fit into our like December schedule. And so we were like, oh, we'll see if we'll do it. We'll see if we'll do it. And then the message became so overwhelming over like social media and the news and Sarah and like all of our other friends who were watching this show. And we are like, okay, we have to watch this. So that's how I was convinced to watch it. I will say sometimes when someone recommends something to me so strongly, for some reason, it, like, makes me not wanna watch it sometimes, so I think that also caused a delay in, like, me watching it.
That's fair. I know what you mean because I think there's like a couple of psychological things at play when you're like, oh, like someone wants me to watch it so strongly, like everyone is telling me to watch it, but then the expectations get too high, and it's almost always that when you do actually watch it, it falls below those expectations because they're
Yeah.
so high. But what did you think about
Yeah.
this show? Do you think it lived
Okay.
up?
I thought it really lived up. I absolutely loved it. I wish it was longer, like, 6-hour-long episodes felt so short, but yeah, I thought it was a bunch of really beautiful stories, I guess, like, 2 really beautiful love stories, and I thought it was done really well. I was not expecting a Scott and Kip episode. I thought it was just going to focus on the 2 main characters the whole time. And so it was really nice that we got kind of a respite from their on again, off again, and got just this really pure story in the middle, and then went back to Ilya and Shane. And so, yeah, I really liked it. The time cards did not bother me. I don't think I was paying very close attention to them. I was just like, oh, okay, they met in 2008, so it's been like 6 years. It's been 7 years. I was just kind of doing that math and not really worrying about the season. Um, and since it was an HBO show, I was like, I'm sure they've like done their homework on, what time of year it should be. So yeah, I really liked it. And I watched it with my sister who is gay. And like both of us were just absolutely sobbing at so many points of this show. And, the parent support at the end and
Yeah.
Scott inviting Kip down on the ice with him. And yeah, just so beautiful. So many beautiful moments.
Yeah, I agree. I actually really enjoyed the Scott and Kip story. I think that was when I kind of like got less irritated about the time cards was because of that episode. Um I don't know, it really I think it was a much needed break from like the on and off again. So I like the way that you put that. I think my enjoyment of the show definitely increased over time. So I think episode 1 was my least favorite. I was like, I don't know about this. Like, are we sure, guys? Like, what's the hype around this? But then by the time I ended the show in episode 6, I also felt similarly where I was like, I wish I had gone a little bit longer. I kind of wanted to see how they would come out to the rest of the world and like seeing the positive, hopefully positive response to that, just like there was positive response to Scott and Kip. So I wanted them
Yeah.
to have that as well.
Yeah. I'm curious. Maybe we can like brainstorm a little. How would we have done episode 1 and 2 differently? Because I totally agree. I think like after I finished episode 1, I was like, wow, this is like really jarring. That's just so many time jumps. I wasn't really bought into the character. Okay, yeah, yeah. I agree it was a lot of time jumps. Like it was really jarring and you couldn't really like get into a character. Like you couldn't, there wasn't there wasn't a lot of emotions in episodes 1 and 2, except maybe the very end of episode 2 when Shane is like starts typing "we didn't even kiss" and then deletes
Yeah.
it. That was really sad. And then
Oh
by
my
then I was so
God.
sick of Ilya. I was like, dude, like it doesn't I was what thought did I have? I was like, I don't think how he's treating Shane has anything to do with them being closeted. Like, he's just a fuck boy. That was my thought
Yes,
at the end of episode 2.
I agree. I do think one thing that was a little bit jarring, honestly, over the course of this series was the chemistry between Shane and Ilya. I think one thing that I kind of struggle with is like, are there certain moments where they kind of realize that they have feelings for each other and like, how does this happen? And I feel like there wasn't a lot of growth from that perspective. It was kind of just
Mm,
like, oh, like they just like having sex and like
uh-huh.
having a good time. And then it seems like Shane does get feelings for him because he's bothered by the fact that they don't kiss. But I like didn't really understand how that happened. It was
Yeah,
kind of like just believe it. And
yeah,
to be fair, like I was happy to believe it, but it
yeah,
was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, oh, okay, I guess they just like love each other now.
Yeah, I agree. I think what would have, okay, if I were to redesign episodes 1 and 2, I think I would have done like maybe a faster montage of what their like texting relationship was over the
Mm.
first few years, just to make it clear that like, okay, this relationship has been upheld for a few years, but like it's nothing serious. But then maybe towards the end of that, whenever they do hook up, like maybe some like stolen glances from Shane to Ilya while Ilya's sleeping or something, just to show that like Shane is starting to feel things other than just physical, or like, get receiving a text message and like getting a little smile or something. But it felt
I
very
agree.
crude, very just
Yeah.
like we're texting and now
Sex.
we're having sex. Yeah,
Yes, I agree. We need the
yeah.
yearning. We need a
We
good
need the
yearning.
yearning.
I agree. I was like, I totally wanted to see more secret smiles and hidden glances.
Yeah. And
Bridgerton
then
style.
yes, exactly. And then I think by contrast, we saw so much of that in the Scott and Kip episode. And like, I agree. That's like when I was really bought into the show. I was like, wow, this is so beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, I let's get into the knits.
Okay.
Taking out my freaking notebook. Here we go. Oh my god, I think I actually accidentally broke it.
Oh, no.
Oops.
That's how strongly you feel about these knits.
Okay, here are my notes for those of you listening. I took notes on every time a time card was written down or was like shown on screen. In episode 1, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 time cards that are shown in episode 1 alone. Okay, so we start December 2008 and we end in April-ish 2011, but we do that over the course of 1 week later, 6 months later, 6 months later, 6 months later, 3 months later, 4 months later, 2 weeks later, 4 months later.
I wonder if the show was slightly a victim of like following the book too closely. Like maybe the scenes that we saw in each of those time cards were things that actually happened in the books, but it was like over an entire book was like half of that time card or something. Obviously, I don't know that for sure, but versus,
Maybe.
if they're just writing a show from scratch, they could have like had the times moving across as you see them texting and stuff. So like the time, the time is passing, but it's not like fixated on what happened at
Yes.
each time period.
Yeah, I think that would have been a more creative way to do it because I was even writing down these notes and like not that much happened, to be honest. I didn't understand really why it was such a big deal. Like the first 1 week later was like a random hockey game, then the 6 months later was a draft, then the 6 months later was the prospect cup, then the 6 months later was the photo shoot, and then leading into a sex scene. And then 3 months later was like the parents talking to Shane about how Ilya was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do 50 goals. And then 4 months later was the game again. And I was like,
I'm already losing track just listening to you.
I know, right? That's exactly why I like literally took out a notebook to write all of this stuff down. Here's nit number 2. Nit number 2 is episode 2 changes into seasons. There's no more 6 months later, 2 weeks later. So episode 2 changes into summer 2011, fall 2011, winter 2012. By the way, winter 2012 means like January, February 2012 and not December 2012.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Because I was a little confused about that. And okay, so it goes summer 2011, fall 2011, winter 2012, spring 2012, fall 2012, winter 2013, spring 2013, fall 2013. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8 time cards that happen in the first 5 minutes of episode 2. First 5 minutes. We span 2 years. And then there's a sex scene after during fall 2013, which lasts longer than the first 5 minutes. So lasts longer than the first 2 years. So this is why I have so much of a nit with the time cards, because they're inconsistent and they're honestly just a little unnecessary.
There were many more other ways to show how time is passing between these two.
Exactly. And yeah, and then I think it changes again in the later episodes, because then it changes to like February 2014. And then there are times where sometimes there's even a comma in between the two things, which was not a thing in previous episodes. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about the time cards. I just find it a little bit irritating because I think it's such an easy thing to do if you just think about it. Like,
yeah.
It's such an easy attention to detail thing that you can do, but if you get it wrong, it like messes with people like me who really thrive on consistency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's it. I'm done talking about the time cards.
Okay, I agree with you, but it also didn't bother me as much, but I do agree with you.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I wanted. Okay, but moving to attention to detail, I think this is also why I'm irritated, because there are so many other aspects of this show that really show good attention to detail. So, for example, did you notice the team logos indicate if they were like the top or the bottom?
What? Really?
So the Boston Raiders logo is like a cannon, right? It's like this, if you think about it, it's like kind of phallic looking. And then the Montreal Metro's logo is like a butthole, basically.
Stop. Okay. What? Stop.
You see it, right? It's like someone bending over.
Yeah, it's like a big M, but it's like kind of a rounded M.
Yeah.
And then like a what's it called?
Butthole.
Okay, yeah. Asshole. Just kidding. What's that like French thing called? The
Anus?
No.
Sorry. Did you want a real answer? What French thing?
Okay, you know that French symbol? I'll just
like a fleur de lis.
Yes, fleur-de-lis. Yeah. Okay, so it's like a fleur-de-lis where the butthole is.
Yes. Yeah, but it's like, it's things like that that's like, okay, there's a lot of like tongue-in-cheek stuff here. So like, I know that people had fun like putting this show together, and it's kind of
Yeah.
obvious in some places, which is why I'm so more like irritated about the time card stuff. I was like, come
Yeah.
on, you were so close.
I know. You don't expect like messy things like that from an HBO show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what else did I notice that I wanted to talk about? Did you happen to do any research on Connor's story? Like, is
Oh,
he's not
the guy that
actually
plays
Russian, is he?
Ilya?
Yeah.
I did not do any research.
Okay, maybe we can look up if he's, because I felt like the accent that he was doing was a little bit too stereotypically Russian.
Mm.
Okay, he was born in Colorado, grew up in Odessa, Texas.
Oh, okay. Every time he said Hollander.
Okay, it says in preparation for this role, Story studied the Russian language and developed a Russian accent for his English language dialogue. Wow, okay.
Wow.
I did
Is
feel like he
he?
spoke Russian really well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know Russian, but it sounded very authentic to me. Is
Yeah,
he like Russian by ethnicity?
I don't think so.
Wow, that is so
Uh,
impressive.
yeah, it says as a teenager, his family moved to Conejo Valley in Southern California. He spent his junior year of high school studying abroad in France, where he became
Huh?
proficient in French. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, he's not actually Russian. So
Wow.
cool. Weirdly, I thought
Interesting.
his Russian was more authentic than his Russian accent.
Mm. Yeah, me too, but maybe that's just because I don't know what Russian sounds like.
Yeah, that's
Or
true,
like I don't know
maybe.
Russian.
Yeah. I wanted to look this up. So the hockey podcast is called Man in the Crease, which I think is another tongue-in-cheek thing.
What hockey podcast is this?
So sometimes they would start the episode being like talking about the hockey world. They're like, "Welcome back to Man in the Crease, your one-stop hockey podcast
Oh, yeah.
for whatever, like Rosanov and blah blah blah." Okay, so apparently the crease in hockey is the shaded area directly in front of a hockey goal, but it's also the butthole.
The crease between the butt cheeks.
Exactly. And there's a man in there.
It's Ilya.
Boom. I was
Okay,
like,
cool.
because they kept saying man in the crease, man in the crease. And I was like, this has got to be some kind of like gay hockey pun.
I love it.
And it was. Great.
Great.
Should we talk about the Scott and Kip story more?
Yeah. So
It was so cute.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It was really cute. I thought it was really nice. Like I said, like a break from Shane and Ilya, but I think why I appreciated the break so much is because Ilya is so super masculine, kind of toxically masculine. Shane is a little puppy that doesn't know what to do. And then we got Scott, who is so emotionally available, and so was Kip, and their communication was so good, and it was just such a beautiful open love story of not being ashamed of who you are. And it was so nice to see someone just really appreciate their partner and show their appreciation and everything. You can tell that both of them were really trying to fit into each other's worlds, and our stupid closeted society was like interfering, and it was just, yeah. So I really loved that episode. I felt so bad for both of them. The whole time I was telling my sister, I was like, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming. And my sister was like, maybe this episode is just supposed to be happy and to show us that like, you can be happy. And I was like, maybe. And then, yeah.
Yeah.
So I really loved it.
I'm glad that they got their happy ending, because when episode 3 ended, I was like, Oh no, this does not bode well for Shane and Ilya.
Yeah, I know. It's like if they can't figure it out, everyone else is doomed.
Yeah, if this boy who makes watery ass smoothies. Okay, yeah, also,
It looked like
how is
juice.
that? Yeah, I was like, he put a banana in that, didn't he? It should be way
Yeah, he
creamier.
did.
Hey. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised there wasn't more like slow-mo about him handling a banana.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They saved that all for the actual sex scenes.
that's true. There's no need. But I did have a couple nits about the Scott and Kip story.
Okay,
Logistical
let's hear
nits.
them.
Okay, so overall, love the Scott and Kip story. Why was Kip not at the award ceremony when Scott was accepting his MVP award?
Yeah, I was confused about that. I don't know why he wasn't there, because obviously everybody knows that they're in a relationship now.
Yeah, everybody knows. And if Scott is like receiving this award, he must have gotten a +1, right?
Totally.
So, why is Kip at this freaking bar? When they all turned to look at him, being like, "Oh, Kip, he's talking about you." I was like, "Kip, why are you not there?"
Kip, what are you doing there? I know. I think maybe they wanted to show that like his friends were happy for him or something, but I feel like they could have shown that and also shown Kip at the awards ceremony.
Yeah, they could have, or like pan to the audience where like maybe Kip and Elena are there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, and then
Yeah.
speaking of Elena, what was that party? Like, does Elena work for the Admirals? Like, why were Kip and Elena at this party where Scott was also attending this fundraiser
Oh,
thing?
I think Scott invited Kip and told him he could bring a +1 because they weren't like they obviously didn't go together. That was my assumption.
Okay. Okay, then that
Yeah.
makes sense because I was like, what? Like, why are they at the same fundraiser as guests?
No, yeah. I'm sure Scott just invited him because he's like the guest of honor. So then he was like, "Oh, okay, I'll give an invitation to my friend Kip and let him bring a +1."
Okay, and then got him a tux and everything for that.
Yeah.
Okay, even more of a reason why Kip should have been at the awards show.
Yeah, if he's at this random fundraiser where they're not even out yet.
Come on. Come on. Okay, let's see. I think that was all that I wanted to talk about with Skip and Skip.
Skip
Kip,
and Cot.
Skip and Cot. Our best friends, Skip and Cot.
I have a question. At the end of episode 3, when you see like basically they broke up because Scott can't go to Kip's birthday party. Or like basically they just realize, that like they can never be a part of each other's worlds like they want to. Who did you feel worse for in that moment?
Ooh, good question. I think I felt worse for Scott because I think in that moment, like, Scott has been living his life inauthentically for so long. And when he finally has someone that he wants to live authentically for, he feels like he can't. And that sad moment when he's just looking through the window, it was like very orphan-esque, like
I
looking through the window of
know.
people celebrating Kip's birthday. That was so
So
sad.
sad.
I was like, just get on in there, man. You're already at the door.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That was so gut-wrenching. I also feel bad for Kip. I mean, worse for Scott because
For Skip.
Skip and Cot. Yeah, I also feel worse for Scott because I feel like, yes, he's been living his life inauthentically, and like Kip has so much love in his life, and he has, a really great relationship with his dad. He has this like really tight-knit friend group, and Scott has nobody. He doesn't have parents. He doesn't have anyone else in his life that he's out to. It's so sad. He's so alone.
Mm. So similarly, do you feel worse for Ilya or Shane?
It's so tough because obviously I ended up really loving Ilya at the end, but I just he treated Shane so poorly in the beginning that I felt way worse for Shane, I guess, in episodes 1 and 2. Um, yeah, way worse for Shane. But then I think what changed for me was when Ilya goes back to Russia when his dad dies, and then he's like sitting in that tunnel and ranting in Russian to Shane. I was like, oh, poor Ilya. He's just, a product of his upbringing, and he's so cold and, serious because he doesn't have any other way that he was ever taught how to be. And yeah, so then I felt really bad for him, and I was like, oh, Shane has his parents, he has a really close friend in Hayden who I'm sure, like, I mean, well, who knows how he would react, but it just seemed like they had the kind of relationship where he could be open with with Hayden in that way, and
Yeah.
in
Gotta
contrast,
read book
Ilya
two and
has
a
no one.
half.
Huh?
You gotta read book 2.5 to see how Hayden responds.
Hayden's dinner party.
Dinner with my friend Hayden. Yeah, I feel similarly. I think when in the beginning of the show, Ilya kind of felt like he had a little bit more support than Shane, which was interesting because Shane does have loving parents, but he wasn't out to them. Whereas it kind of felt like Ilya's brother knew
Mm.
a little bit. And
Like
then Ilya
Svetlana
also
definitely knew.
Svetlana, and also the coach's son, I forget his name. Like he
Oh
also
yeah.
knew. I don't know if he was really a friend for Ilya, but he definitely knew.
Yeah.
So it was like there were people that Ilya could talk to about like this particular problem.
Hmm.
But then at the time I don't think Shane really had anyone until he started dating Rose, and then he and Rose kind of felt like Rose was like his Svetlana. Um, and then finally, when he came out to his parents were obviously very supportive. Oh my god, I thought that scene was so funny when his mom was like, "Did you ever let Ilya win?" Or like, "Did you ever let Shane win?" And he's like, "Do you ever let Dad win at cards?" And she's like, "I'd rather
I'd
die."
rather die. Yeah. Shane's like, same here.
Yeah, it's like there you go. That was so funny. It reminded me of how my grandparents used to play cards, and they would literally keep score on a notebook about like who won. They had such a
So
thick
cute.
notebook. They kept score over the years.
Oh,
Very sweet. Yeah.
so cute.
Anyway, yeah. So I think I felt worse for Shane at the beginning, but then by the end, I think I felt worse for Ilya.
Yeah. Yeah, it really did feel like in
He
the
was
beginning,
very
Ilya had it all figured out, And Shane was like I said, this lost puppy that was like, huh? But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what made the rivalry, because sometimes Ilya was number one draft pick, but then other times Shane was like, he won the gold.
MVP. Yeah.
He got MVP. Yeah.
Rookie of
Yeah.
the year.
Exactly. Yeah. Wait, wasn't who? Oh, yeah, Shane did get Rookie of the Year. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I like blinked
That's when
out
they
for a
kissed on
moment.
the rooftop.
Oh yeah, and then Ilya was like, "You won," or some. Oh no. He was like, "Oh, not everything's about you," or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of did feel like it was about the loss.
Little bit.
Oh.
Or maybe it was
Okay.
about I think it was more about how his dad reacted to him losing, I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. His dad was very harsh on him. So.
Yeah. Can we
Um,
talk about Rose Landry?
I was just about to say that.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Okay. I really like that they included that little storyline because I thought it was so cute how she recognized it and like brought it up to him in such a sweet and respectful way. And I was thinking to myself, like, I don't know if I would notice that in my boyfriend. Like, that would be
Seriously.
tough. I would think it had more to do with his attraction to me or something.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so one more question, just
Mm,
one more nit about the time cards. I'm so sorry, but there was a montage about Rose and Shane dating, and there was at least like maybe a month or 2 months or 3 months or something that had passed. No
yeah.
time card.
The time
And
cards
then
only matter for Ilya and Shane, Ruchi.
I know, but then it was this huge montage, and then 2 weeks later. Come on.
Yeah, okay, I was confused about how, like, Shane and Rose started dating. It seemed like it was all public, so, like, presumably it had been a few months. And
Yeah.
then Ilya told his team, like, he wants to go get laid, so, like, they go to that club, blah, 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 and then he and Shane see each other. And then the next morning, he's still reading the same article about how Shane and Rose just started dating. And I was like, wait, how much time has passed? Okay, I was confused about that.
Exactly. Okay, so let me tell you, because I wrote all this stuff down.
Excellent.
Okay, so October 2016 is the first time that they like say their names like when they're having sex instead of saying like Hollander. They say like
Hollander.
Shane and Ilya. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there is this montage about Rose and Shane dating. Oh yeah, okay, just a quick nit on like Rose and Shane. So Shane is like at this party at this bar, and he just he randomly sits down at this booth where like the Rose Landry is just eating French fries alone at this bar with like no one else talking to her.
Yeah. Okay. Do we know why Rose was there?
Yeah, because Shane called his friend, and his friend was like, dude, you gotta come down to this bar. Like the entire X Squad is here because they're filming in Montreal.
Right.
And then he's like, okay, I'll come. And then he like makes eyes with the bartender, and he's like, the bartender's like, oh yeah, Rose Landry is here. And that was also weird because I thought he and the bartender were like
I know, I was
vibing,
thinking that too. Yeah.
but then like he never shows up again. Okay, fine. And then he sits down at this booth with the Rose Landry, who's like just eating French fries alone. And I was like, okay, that's a little weird too.
Maybe like someone tried to come up to her and she was like, I don't want to take a photo or something, you know? I feel like it's presumable that I don't know why she's not there with anyone, but it's presumable that no one's there trying to talk to her, I guess.
Okay,
I don't know.
Sure.
But yeah, it seemed quite manufactured for the show.
Yeah. Okay, so then coming back to the actual timeline. So they have the October 2016, then he meets Rose, then there's a montage, and then it says 2 weeks later, and then episode 4 ends, and then episode 5 starts with the Tampa Bay game happening in 2017, but there's no month or season involved. But then I like there's a series of time cards. So there's 2017 Tampa Bay game, then 2 weeks later in Boston, then the next day, then Moscow, and then 1 week later is May 2017. So presumably the Tampa Bay game happened in January, February 2017.
Okay. Sounds about right.
Which means that Rose and Shane probably dated for like 2 months minimum.
Yeah. I think that like canonically makes sense. That it was a few months, enough for people to get really hype about it, but then for it to end. Yeah.
And also, Shane had mentioned that they had only had sex or tried to have sex twice during that time.
Yeah.
So I think twice in 2 months is a little on the low end, but maybe for high-powered athletes and celebrities, that's kind of par for the course.
I'm sure it was hard to meet up, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, great. So the other question that I had is Rose Landry supposed to be Jennifer Lawrence?
Oh, I didn't think about like who her equivalent was. What made you think Jennifer Lawrence?
Because they said that she was part of X Squad, which I think is X-Men. And then also they showed her getting ready with like a bunch of blue stuff on her arms, like in makeup. And I was like, oh, okay, I think like Jennifer Lawrence played, what's that character's name? Mystique something?
I'm not X-Men. A Marvel person. I don't know.
Wait, is X-Men Marvel?
I don't. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, God.
Okay, I think she played Mystique, which is a comic book character in X-Men. And yes, it is Marvel. Okay, great. Figured that out.
Thank God.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, but like Mystique is this like completely like blue person. So I was like, oh, I guess Rose is Mystique. in
Okay.
this parallel universe, which means
Nice.
she's J-Law or something. I don't know.
I thought the announcement or like the when they finally went public with their relationship, it was very reminiscent of Taylor and Travis. Like everybody getting so hype.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
my favorite actress and my boyfriend's favorite hockey player.
Yes. Exactly. It really
I
felt like that.
actually I wonder how they would have done that scene if like Taylor and Travis never started dating, you know? Because I felt like they drew a lot from that. So I wonder if it would have been done the same way.
That's true. Well, I feel like there are other like high-powered movie star athlete couples. Was it like A-Rod and Jennifer Lopez, right?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I think they
That
were
sounds
together
right.
for a long time. Jennifer Lopez and A-Rod were together for a long time, but then I think she left him for
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck again.
Okay. Benifer.
Bennifer, yes. So maybe that wasn't the correct couple to pull from. But yeah,
I
maybe it was
mean,
something like that.
yeah. No, but you're right. You're right. They're Taylor and Travis are not the first like athlete media or athlete art combo.
Yeah.
Power
They definitely
couple.
did pull a lot from how the media treated that couple though. So
Mm.
I saw that. Great. Well, that was just my observations.
Um, okay, one line that Sarah I don't know if Sarah's texted you this at all, but like in normal conversation she'll be like, "We're going to the cottage." And before I watched the show I was like, "Huh?" And she's like, "It's a heated rivalry thing." And then now I get it. But what did you think of that "I'm going to the cottage"
Oh,
scene?
so hot. Oh my God. When he said that, I was like, it's happening. I
I
was really
loved it.
excited.
I love how when that scene happened, so it was that really like everybody was watching Scott on the ice and like, you know, he's calling Kip down and everyone's like, who is this guy? What's happening? Ilya and Shane are texting each other and then Ilya calls him and is like, I'm going to the cottage. And then the episode just ends with Shane being like, so cute.
For those of you who are not on video right now, that was a good face to rewind.
A biblically accurate remake of Shane's face.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna say I think the other reason why I was so excited about Ilya and Shane hanging out at the cottage is I could finally see some like character and relationship development because I feel like they didn't spend that much extended time together, so it was also a lot of suspension of disbelief about their relationship. So I was like, oh, finally we'll be able to see some yearning.
Yes. And I was like so episode 6 is the cottage, right? And the whole time I was like, okay, what is the conflict of this episode going to be? I thought maybe they were going to like realize that they weren't compatible or something because they've never actually spent time together. And they're like, you know what?
Gasp.
We're attracted to each other, but like we're not, like, this is not anything more than that. But then it was really cute. And then the conflict was just his parents finding out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that he has a recipe which requires 8 patties and he didn't realize that he could just have it. Like, what burger recipe? Okay, first, what burger recipe?
Why do you need a recipe for burgers? No,
Yes.
I think okay. I don't know, but maybe it was like there are things mixed into the beef to make the burger tastier or something.
Okay. As a vegetarian, I would not know this because as a vegetarian, you just get them individualized already. So it's like, why?
Or maybe, you know, he was just like, oh, how much ground beef should I buy? So then he looked up a recipe and then it was like by 2 pounds. And so then he bought 2 pounds of beef, but then he was like, oh wait, this is 8 patties. Oops.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then that's more reasonable. Anyway, back to the cottage, back to this scene. Um, yeah, so I think one thing that I thought was gonna happen is I don't know where I saw this. I thought I read it somewhere. I thought I saw some spoilers about Heated Rivalry ending with them kissing at a hockey game. Like the end of the game happens and then they just like take off their helmets and they like kiss on the ice in front of
Oh.
everyone. I don't know, maybe I like misinterpreted that or something, but I
Or
thought I saw
maybe,
that somewhere.
interesting. I can think of two scenes that could have been. One is obviously Scott and Kip kissing on the ice and everyone
Right.
going crazy. And then the second one is when they were playing that All-Stars game and they were on the same team. There's a moment when Ilya does kiss him on the cheek, but it was
Yes.
more in like a pat my bro on
Chummy.
the butt kind of way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think that whole time I had that in my head of like, oh, this is how Heated Rivalry ends. So when the cottage episode ended, I was like, did I miss an episode? Like, what
Huh?
happened? Yeah, so I was like, okay, wait, that's it, isn't it? Like, wait, what? I was a little panicked because also I was watching this on the plane yesterday and I was like, oh my God, I hope I downloaded all of the episodes. I hope there are 6 and there's not like 8 or something.
Yeah.
I was a little worried. But yeah, I was kind of waiting for that moment. But maybe
Mm.
that'll happen in season
Season
2 if
2?
there
Yeah.
is a season 2.
Yeah. Maybe. Okay, going back to the burgers. Why do you think they included that thing about the burgers? Like, do you think it was do you think it was just to show that Shane doesn't know like normal people things, or do you think it was maybe to show that like his parents are always there to pick up the slack in his life or something?
I don't know about pick up the slack, but I think it was more of like a Shane and his parents are very tight. They're
Yeah.
very close. And so the fact that Shane was lying to his parents about being on the silent retreat in order to be with Ilya was definitely in conflict with his normal day-to-day character.
Mm.
So it was kind of both things. It was like Shane making sacrifices to be with Ilya for these 2 weeks, and then also Ilya talking about making sacrifices to move to Ottawa instead of being in Boston.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Oh yeah, that was really cute how they both came up with the solution of like both being in Canada. That was so
Yeah.
sweet. I was like, oh, they're so good at working together.
Yeah. But why doesn't Ilya just be on the Montreal team?
I don't know. I think it's possible. Okay, I have two thoughts. One, just from a scrutiny perspective, maybe they would have drawn more attention to themselves if they were on the same team. And like, I don't know if you've read Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Mm-mm.
It's her new book about, spoiler alert, a gay astronaut. And yeah. And in
Wait, I
that,
have
like,
another Taylor Jenkins Reid thing after this, but I do
okay.
want to read that book, by the way, so if you have it, I'm interested.
Okay, no, I listened to the audiobook, sorry.
Dang.
Um, but in that book, so sorry, big spoiler alert, actually, sorry. So
Yeah.
she's like in a relationship with another astronaut, but obviously it's like really clandestine, and but they realized one night that they were like a little too familiar with each other, and like someone started like connecting the dots, and they're like, we just don't even realize how comfortable we are with each other because it's our natural state, but like it must be weird to other people. So maybe it would have been something like that where like they would be too scared to show how familiar they are with each other if they're on the same team and like everyone's obviously watching them all the time. That's one thought.
Especially because everyone else thinks that they hate each other. It would be really
Yeah.
weird to see if they were on the same team, how they would act.
Yeah. Um my other thought is that maybe just the way that drafts and teams get athletes and stuff, how all of that works is such that two star players couldn't be on the same team, perhaps?
Oh,
'Cause it
you're
would be
right.
like CMC and Jonathan Taylor on the same team, maybe.
True. Yeah, because they did say that Ottawa like has cap or something. So like has the budget to get
Mm,
a player like Ilya and they
yeah.
need his role or something. So that's a great analogy.
Thank you. I know. Sports ball.
Great. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, everyone. Um, okay, question for you. Let's say, because you're more of an athlete than I am, let's say,
Okay.
let's say you're dating someone on a rival team.
Mhm.
How would you react? Like, would you give up your team to like move someplace closer? Like, would you sacrifice that? Or would you like want them to come to you? Or like, how would you navigate this relationship? Let's say you are Christian McCaffrey on the 49ers and you were dating Jonathan Taylor.
How would I like, what would our solution be?
Yeah. Like, how do you think you would feel?
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, it's really hard to say because I think at this point in my life, as a 32-year-old woman who's
Because
not
you don't have a lot in common with Christian McCaffrey.
a 2-year-old straight woman who's not a professional athlete, my
Really,
perspective is
all the key bullet points are missing, to be honest.
oh, I was gonna say, I think earlier on in my life, I don't think I would have given up my career for the sake of a relationship. But I think now that I'm in my 30s and like, relationships, A, are harder to come by, and B, could be forever relationships, more likely. I think I would be more open to giving up my career in some way, and maybe that's like moving to a team that's closer. Maybe, if if I want Jonathan Taylor, my boyfriend, to move to a team that's closer, I'd be like, join the Rams or something.
Mm, yeah.
Um,
I think,
but
okay, let's make it a little bit more reasonable. Like, let's say if you were just, you're a 32-year-old straight woman and you are giving up your career to like be with your partner. So I guess
yeah.
like I think we've talked a lot about you like wanting to be on a coast because you like really
Mm,
like the water. So what if it was you had to move to like Ohio or the Midwest to be with your partner?
I think if we have been together for long enough to know that I love them, I would move at this point.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I would move. Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
just like, you know, relationships don't come around every day. And if you find someone you love, and if you're in your 20s, it's like, okay, set up your life, set up your career. But once you're in your 30s, it's like you've done that, and now, well, I feel like, I've done a lot of that, and now it's time to focus on my loved ones, and that now includes my partner.
Mm.
That's how I
So if you
feel.
were 25, the answer would be no.
Yeah, if I was 25, I'd be like, yeah, no. You come to me, or yeah.
But what if it was your forever relationship when you were 25? Would you just like do long distance for a couple years? If it works, it
That's
works.
tough. Um I was actually put in this position when I was 25 and I got into business school on the other side of the country. And I think we broke up. And I just think it's too early at 25 to know that that's your forever relationship. Unless you've been together like your entire lives. Like if you started dating in middle school or something and you're 25, like, yeah. But if it's, a few years long relationship, you're 25, you have so much time ahead of you. Don't let the relationship be the thing that holds you back from your career. That's what I
That's
think.
fair. Yeah, I feel like it also depends on a lot of things, like the strength of the relationship. Like, if at age 25 you know that that's your person, then like, yeah, that's your
Yeah.
person. So why not?
Yeah.
But I guess if you still feel like there's so much ahead of you, there's so much like growth ahead of you, and you don't know where that will take you, and you also want to like have more opportunities to meet more people, then they'll always be there. Like, I guess,
Yeah.
I don't know if you may have that option or maybe you are giving up that option, but I think that's the risk that you take.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
So,
I think I feel
as
the same.
Christian McCaffrey,
As Jonathan Taylor.
you're the Jonathan Taylor to my Christian McCaffrey.
Call me Jonathan Taylor Swift. Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
But
give up your career in your 30s.
yeah, basically quit your job.
And
Just
that's
kidding.
the tea. That's the takeaway from this episode for
The end.
Heated
We can end
Rivalry.
now.
Okay, let me see if I know any. Oh, yeah. Okay. Going back to Taylor Jenkins Reid. Actually, talking about Shane and Rose Landry and Ilya and Svetlana,
Yeah.
I was going to say, is this a. Okay, also, I'm so sorry, Yappers, but this is another big spoiler for another one of Taylor Jenkins Reid books. Oh my God, it's like the time card and the S's and the commas are messing me up. Anyway, this is another book, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Also a great TJR book.
Amazing.
Highly recommend. But I thought it was going to go into this this style of two lavender marriages where Ilya marries Svetlana and Shane marries Rose, but then they like all hang out together as a group so that like they can date each other. But I guess the missing piece there is that Svetlana and Rose don't know each other.
Yeah.
So that would be a little
And
awkward.
they're also not gay.
Yes. It would be robbing them of their own Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey experiences.
Correct.
So, right.
Now it is canon in my mind that Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey are secretly in a love affair, even though I'm pretty sure both of them are married to women.
Unless seven husbands style.
Unless their wives are in a secret relationship.
It's canon. It's
canon.
No, it's not canon. It's fanfic. It's absolutely fanfic. All right, Yappers, please create a CMC Jonathan Taylor fanfic. Tag us in it. Let us
know. Okay, speaking of professional athletes, real professional athletes, I was reading that in 2024
What? Sorry, I thought you were going to say, speaking of professional athletes, there is a fanfic, CMC and Jonathan Taylor.
I was reading a fanfic. So there's this magazine called Outsports, and in September 2024, Outsports reported that 0 out of the 4,592 rostered players in the Big Five U.S. pro men's sports, so that's NFL, NHL, NBA, MLS, and MLB. 0 out of the 4,592 of them are publicly out as queer. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the closest anyone has come is there's a gay hockey player named Luke Prokop. But I think it's not NHL. I think it's like a smaller hockey league. The Nashville Predators? I don't know what league that's in. But yeah, he came out in 2020. Oh, no, sorry. He was drafted in 2020. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what
is the national average percentage wise about of queer people?
10%?
Okay, so we're missing out on
459. Oh, sorry.
players.
No. That statistic was wrong. It's 2%.
Oh, 2%. Okay, so let's do some quick maths here.
Okay.
We're missing out on 91.84 players who should be out and proud.
So there must be some, maybe, I don't know if it's a smaller or bigger percentage proportionally to the number of male athletes. Like maybe it's a little bit smaller. But yeah, somewhere around there. So
I'm holding out hope that it's CMC and Jonathan Taylor. There's still time. I think, okay, even if we apply the national average to all of these athletes, and there's maybe there's like 92 people, 92 athletes that are potentially queer. That is so sad that they cannot like live their authentic life
I
and
know.
also be a pro athlete.
It's so sad. It's so
That's so
sad.
many people.
It's a lot. And if they are in relationships with non-athletes, it's all of those people who are also not outwardly public about their relationship. So
So
it's
true.
very sad. Speaking of that, I was reading that Hudson Williams, who plays Shane, he and Rachel Reed, the author of the series, have received a lot of DMs from closeted professional athletes that are like, this show meant so much to me. Like, thank you so much for making the show. I'm a closeted athlete. So they're out there.
Oh my god, that makes me so happy.
Yeah, I'm so glad that this show exists because, it's like such a fun show, but it really it must
It's
mean
important.
so much to them. Yeah,
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 it's an important story to tell. And I wish that as a result of this show, we get a lot more out and proud pro athletes.
yeah. I hope so.
Putting the pro in proud.
Yes. My sister realized she was gay from watching a TV show. Do you know
Really?
that? It
No,
was
I
from
didn't.
Haunting of Bly Manor. Do you remember that? You, me, and Anju were talking about that show
Oh,
when
I
it came
didn't
out.
realize that was the show. Wait, what made her realize it?
So, there's that really beautiful lesbian love story in that season of Victoria Pedretti, who plays the main character. She falls in love with the gardener, that woman with like the
Yes.
Northern English accent. And basically the season ends with them like growing old together and like the gardener lady protecting her and like helping her through all of her demons and stuff. So yeah, I think that just made my sister, I think at that point she knew she was bi, and then that show was like, whoa, I want a woman. Yeah. Isn't
Oh,
that so sweet?
this is
Okay, before
why
I
shows are important.
yeah, this is why representation in the media matters.
So true. Yeah, I think telling these types of stories is so important because I think especially in today's world, it's so easy to just feel so alone and feel like you're the only one going through all of these really like tough times.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of forget that there are how many billion people in the world? Like 8 billion people in the world at this point.
Yeah.
And so many different types of stories have been told internally and have been experienced externally that you're not really alone. And so
Yeah.
that's why I think it's so important to have these kinds of stories be told because as much, I mean, I don't, I feel like I'm going to say this and it's going to come out wrong. As special as you think you are.
You ain't special.
Yeah, exactly. But in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah.
In that you are not alone.
Yeah. Or special.
Oh my God. Not special. Oh my God. I really need to think about wording. Okay.
No, but I totally agree. Yeah. You are not
Yappers,
alone.
you are special. Everyone's special.
Which is another way of saying no one is. That's a
Oh
quote
my
from The
God.
Incredibles.
Jesus. Everyone's special in their own unique way. That's what I'm trying to say. There is wisdom and experience. And
Mhm.
yeah, the best way to not feel alone is to talk about it. There we go. That's what I wanted to say.
Nice. Nailed it.
Got there in the end. I think like some special quotes that stood out to me is "We didn't even kiss." That stood out to me.
So
And
heartbreaking.
I hope Jane knows how lucky he is. Did you
She
catch that?
knew. She knew. Yeah, I did catch that. That was
Yeah,
really
she
sweet.
knows. Yeah. Oh, so sweet. Svetlana. Love you, girl. I guess that's it. Who is your favorite character?
I think Scott.
No.
He's such a trailblazer.
I think Kip was mine.
Oh, cute.
I think I'm a real acts of service girl, and I died when he was like, "Oh yeah, I just like made you a smoothie because you have a game today." Or like, "Oh, I got you these socks. It's blueberry socks with bananas, so you can have them on your away games." I was like,
so cute. Kip is so cute.
He just thinks of everything.
Yeah.
What a darling. Protect
Such a
him at all
darling.
costs.
Seriously. And he and his dad were so cute too.
Yeah, I felt really bad for his dad, actually. His dad's like, "Are you gonna come by anytime soon?" It's like, oh, he misses you, Kip.
Kip, why are you staying at Scott's place when he's not even there?
I know.
Go home to your dad.
Go home.
Go home.
Scott's got a nice place, though, so makes sense.
True.
Yeah. Okay, should we do ratings?
I would give this show quality. I'll do 4 out of 5. I'm knocking 1 point off for like the jarring time stuff. Only 1 though.
Okay.
And enjoyment, I'll also give a 4 out of 5 because I would have given it a 5 out of 5 if episodes 1 and 2 weren't so jarring. So I mean, I guess those are kind of related, but
those are related.
So should I give it a 5 out of 5 if that was my only
whatever
complaint?
You want.
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 only because I know you're going to knock so many points off and I want to up the average.
Oh my god, you can't play the game that way. Come on.
Okay, but no, I will give it a 5 out of 5 because my only complaint was about the like jarringness of episodes 1 and 2. And after that, I thought it settled into like a really beautiful show. So
yeah, that's fair. Okay, I think let me start with enjoyment. I think I will give it a 5 out of 5 for enjoyment because I did really enjoy the story. I love the characters. By the end, I love the characters, and I think it was a really important story to tell that hasn't really been told before, and it has inspired people, and I teared up at a couple scenes. So I definitely felt a lot of emotions during it. So that's why 5 out of 5. For quality, so yappers, I was texting Shalini while I was on the plane and I was like, I think this might be the one show that I give a 0 out of 5 for quality. But I will not give a 0 out of 5. I think I'm gonna do 2 out of 5 for quality.
Oh my, 3 points off for the time cards?
Not just the time cards. I think there is a lot of just inconsistent things that didn't really make sense. Like, why was Kip not at the awards show? The time cards did bug me a lot because I just think that was messy. It was messy and it was lazy, and I don't like that at all. Okay, I'm so sorry. One more thing about the time cards. So another thing that I had issue with is there was like a time skip. I think this was during the Scott and Kip thing. Yeah, there is like a montage scene as well where they were like, I think they were just like hanging out or something, and then some time passes, but then the background music that's there, it like continues to be there, even though there was like a time pass in between the two scenes. So the background music provided continuity, even though in the story that there was no continuity. Do you know what I mean? Like going from one scene to another had the same background music.
Is that bad?
I was like,
though?
what? It was just like weird. Like imagine if one scene they were like having sex or something, and then the next scene he's making him a smoothie and they're just talking, and it's the same background music.
Okay.
So wild. Just added a lot to my whiplash.
Fair.
And then also the watery smoothie. That is why I removed 3 points.
1 point for the smoothie, 1 point for the music, 1 point for the time cards.
To be honest, it was like mostly I think it was like 2 points for the time cards and then 1 point for everything else that I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah. There was some suspension of disbelief for sure.
Enjoyment was 5 out of 5. Let's be clear.
Fair.
Enjoyment was 5.
Okay.
And I think 7 out of 10 puts me.
That's good.
I think that's a very reasonable rating for this show.
Totally. Okay. Respectable.
Thank you. I really felt like I had to defend myself there.
I bet. I'm curious to see if yappers comment and they're like, I totally agree with the time cards.
It was weird. Okay, also the other thing that I was trying to like think about my ratings for this show is if there weren't so much hype about this show, would I still feel the way that I felt? And I think it's true. I think all of the enjoyment is like high enjoyment.
Yeah.
The quality leaves a little to be desired. And if there wasn't so much hype around the show, I think maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10 is fair.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm happy with my with my rating.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah, that's a good check. I think if there wasn't so much hype around the show, maybe I would have given it a 3 out of 5 for quality.
Excellent. But
you
that's
know what?
why we separate
It's
it out.
locked in.
That's why we separate out quality and enjoyment on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's really that it's the commitment to critiquing that you will get on Binge Yap Repeat.
Sometimes I'm really bad at it.
Yeah, you give all these
my
shows like
ratings.
9s and 10s.
I just love TV.
Yeah, that's fair. I love TV too. It's fair. Okay. Well, if there's no other Heated Rivalry related commentary, we can move on to Binge in Progress and talk about what we've been watching in the last month.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's been a lot. I am right now, I guess it's not really binging because it's one episode that comes out per week, but there are 3 shows that I'm watching right now. So it's
Damn.
The Traitors, which is so good. The Pit, which is so good. And Shrinking, which is so good.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And then I've started commuting down to Sunnyvale 3 times a week, which is like an hour and 15 minutes each way. And so I've just been flying through audiobooks. So that's really been what I've been binging. I've read/listened to 8 books this year already.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's been your top one?
Top one for sure, Red Rising by Pierce Brown. So good.
Oh, okay. I actually haven't heard of that one. I'm gonna look it up. Red Rising. Is it like a dystopian science fiction?
Yeah, I'm usually not a fantasy sci-fi person, but it's incredible. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I will give it a shot. Wow.
Okay.
4.3 out of 5 on Goodreads and 94% like this book.
So good.
All right, adding.
And then what else have I read? I read a Kristen Hanna book called 4 Winds, which was really good. I'm blanking now. Yeah, I'd say those are the top 2.
Great. Yeah. I think speaking of Shrinking, so I remember you had told me to watch Shrinking. I think that was another show where I was like, oh, Shalini has so highly recommended this show that I feel like my expectations are high. But I did end up watching it. I'm not up to date. I think I'm on season 2. And season 3 is coming out now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm on season 2 and I do really like it.
Oh, yay.
So, yeah, good recommendation.
Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, I think I need like a feel-good show these days. There's too much negativity happening.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I'm like,
It's nice to have like a light, not unserious show. It does it hits you in the feels sometimes, but yeah, overall, very enjoyable.
I think I just need to believe that there are good people, or like at least a show that proves that there is goodness in people's hearts.
Totally.
So it's nice to feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in terms of other shows that I've been watching, if you follow us on social media, which you definitely should, like and subscribe. I've been watching a lot of Korean shows. So we've been watching Singles Inferno. I think the latest batch of episodes are coming out on Tuesday, so I'm so excited for that.
Ooh.
I've also been watching culinary class wars. It's like another Korean reality show about cooking. It's great. What else have I been watching? True Beauty, which is a K-drama that came out in 2020 that's based on a webtoon called True Beauty, which I used to read during the pandemic. So I was really happy to see the live action version of that. Really love that show. It's like a variety of smattering of other shows that I've been watching, but those are kind of the main ones. So,
Nice.
yeah. Love TV.
Love TV. Always be watching.
Yeah. Always be watching. So happy to be back. Thank you all for listening and engaging with us. It's really nice. It really warms our heart when you comment on things and like talk to us on social media, because otherwise it's just me and Shalini in this chamber.
We're just speaking into the void.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. Really, we appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah.
You are special.
Everyone is special.
Oh my God.
Thanks for yapping with us. If you loved this episode, have some hot takes we missed, or if you've got a show you're dying for us to binge next, follow us on socials. We're at Binge Yap Repeat.
Until next time, happy binging!